Hey guys, good morning. Namaste. Namaste. I want to do a little vlog on anger. I know I've spoken about anger before, and I've done a vlog on anger and why, this emotion always seems to get a bad press. Um, but I just want to touch a little bit more on the emotion of anger as it's an important one to understand. And it's so vast. Yeah, it's so vast. So if I'm talking about anger, then that also means I need to be talking about trigger points. What triggers I in my life, trigger points, suppressed emotions, vulnerability, rejection, abandonment, feelings of unworthiness. These are all low vibratory feelings that sort of sit underneath the emotion of anger, if I'm honest. That's what I'm seeing. Now, again, as I said, I always only, talk from personal experience, from my life. This is my life, my experiences. This is what I have been through and continue to go through. So what's been presenting itself of late in the last year of such, is the emotion of anger, um, you know, within myself. Now, how this sort of displays itself is it just sort of pops up, um, and now and then rears its ugly head in a way that doesn't really please me, if I'm honest. Sometimes how I react to things, situations may trigger a response of anger. And my work on this lifetime, this life plane, is to rid myself of such outbursts. As I know they no longer serve me anymore, they don't serve me to behave in a certain way anymore. They don't serve my mind, my body, my soul. Quite the opposite, they're very detrimental, these suppressed emotions, to my well-being. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about this today, as I've recently had an incident in my own life that has triggered a response of insecurity, a feeling of insecurity, and with that emotion comes a feeling of anger. So what's interesting is when you start working with anger and sort of observing yourself in your states of being, when you may be displaying the emotion of anger, in your own self-awareness. Well, for myself, again, talking back to Karen, for my own self, in my own self-awareness, is what I see is that when this emotion displays itself in a way that I deem to be negative, which normally means when I revert to the old Karen, which I don't see myself as being anymore, to deal with something in not an aggressive way, but at times could be construed as that. Yes, I understand that is part of that's part of me. I don't live in denial of what it is I am. Yeah, I know what I was. Yeah, I know what I was, what I used to be, and what I can be. Yeah, as much as I'm love and light, I can be your worst fucking nemesis that you would ever meet. So I don't deny that side of what I am anymore. I understand that it's all part of me. And this is the work that I'm doing here on earth to clear myself of suppressed emotions, basically. And these suppressed emotions are so deeply embedded into our psyches, how we behave, how we respond, how we absorb, how we share, how we give our love, how we don't give our love. Most of it all comes from, you know, our inner child and our years of adolescence, you know. So from my own personal journey, I understand that there was a lot of suppressed anger and feelings of abandonment and rejection in my own story of my life, as my mum left when I was 2 and I grew up with my dad. And, you know, there was lots of other stuff happening in my childhood. And most of it wasn't that great, if I'm honest, you know. Don't get me wrong, I love my dad. I love you, Dad. I love him to the bone. But, you know, he had his issues as well. So, you know, I'm now at a point in my life where I've done so much work in clearing myself organically, or the soul has done so much work in clearing myself to be the clear channel that it's asking me to be in this world, so I can be the true light, inspiration to others in their times of need, and just on their successes and on their journey to be the positive light bearer, which I believe I am. Keeper of the light, keeper of the lanterns, keeper of the light. Yeah, my role is to be keeper of the light, keeper of the lanterns, okay? So, yeah, so for myself, anger in the last year has been rearing its head now and then. It's been popping off. And I just wanted to talk about that because I've been a bit hard on myself around these times when this sort of happens, you know. It exhausts me. That's what happens now. So that's been the big change. That's been the big shift, that now when I do suffer a bout of anger, I need to sleep afterwards, you know. It absolutely exhausts me. And that's why I understand that anger used in a negative, which I see as in a way that's aggressive or intimidating or controlling, to me that's a negative use of the emotion anger. And as I said, I'm not saying that you know, my emotions of anger don't display themselves like that at times. It does display itself like that at times, and that's why I'm talking about it now. Because, you know, I think we all at times pop off and can feel pretty guilty or shitty about it after, because of the aftermath it leaves, not only within our own minds, body and souls. You know, disease is the body: anger, resentment, jealousy, envy, you know, scorn, all these low vibratory emotions. So the reason why I'm talking about them today is just to be gentle on yourself, guys, okay? To be kind to yourself, okay? And be aware, okay? Be aware that when you are in a state of anger, for whatever reason, whatever may have happened, is to have the awareness, you know, and ask yourself where it's coming from. Is it coming from you? Is it being triggered by someone else, or by what someone else has said, what someone's done? Because ultimately, what I'm saying here is, ultimately, we own our own insecurities. I own my shit in my life. I'm not about in my life to put my insecurities on someone else and say, you deal with them, okay? Yes, you may have done something that has caused a reaction in my own psyche that's triggered off an insecurity or a reaction and has brought up an emotion of anger. But, you know, that's my responsibility to deal with. That's my shit. That's my load. It's for no one else. And just having this happen to me of recent, it's just shown me to be gentle with yourself, Karen, when these episodes may arise. As long as you have an awareness and you are not in ignorance around your own behavior, and your behavior patterns, you will be able to start to understand that there is a better way to deal with these emotions and deal with how you put them out to the world. I'm gonna have to end this vlog here, guys, because someone's knocking at the door. I love you all. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.